This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed, and you believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole really goes. Today we will be talking about humans on our planet and what's really going on with all the racial hatred and things of this nature dealing with extraterrestrial presences on this planet. I almost forgot. If you guys want to donate to this channel, you can go to PayPal in the description box underneath the video, and you can go where it says Serious in Temple, PayPal Serious in Temple, and all that. And you can click on the link below. And thanks. I humbly thank you all for your support. All right, let's deal with this right now. So, the Anunnaki, the Elohim, the Nephilim. These are the progenitors or the patriarchs of life in all worlds. They are called Anunnakis, some call them Elohims, some call them Nephilims. They are giant humanoid looking carbon dated people. Carbon dated, which means okay, you see the way they look. A lot of people would assume that's just melanin. No, these people have carbon in their bodies, which is ultimately dark matter. The dark matter is in all of our universe. So the people with dark matter in their skin are part or play a role in dealing with the root of all life. This is why in ancient Kemet you see that they would always rock the symbol, the Ankh, the original cross, if you will, dealing with the feminine principle and the masculine principle, dealing with infinite or eternal life. Now I know you see one of the characters on this picture here. One of them is carrying something that looks a lot like a staff with two serpent snakes running through it. The serpent is the creature that gave birth to all life in the universe. And the serpent is very revered and feared all across the universe because the serpent blood is the royal blood of the universe. Without that royal blood, nothing could ever exist. The universe, or the dark matter consciousness that is, some call her the Big Alma Mama, some people call her the cosmic Etherian mother, some call her that which knows all, the mother father, the father mother, or the principle of the feminine and masculine energies. This cosmic energy, which a lot of people refer to as Mu, or the universal consciousness. This creative force is what helped create these Alahum or Anunnaki, these carbon dated people, these bronze race people. Bronze, they have different bronze complexions, and some of them even have bronze complexions that go past the bronze the bronze spectrum. You even have some that have green skin. You have some that have blue skin, yellow skin, even red skin, like how you would look at a crayon, that kind of tone. Yes, there's even people in Africa that have these tones. Why you never hear about this? It's because your government has a vested interest in keeping carbon dated people or bronze race people ignorant. This is what you would refer to as your blacks or your black people. Those are the ones that are running around ignorant in this world. See, there is a difference between the bronze, which is the bright race, the bronze people, the carbon dated people, and then the black people. The black means death. Black means death. And also in your US Constitution, black is 3/5 of a human being. So you already are at an extreme disadvantage in this country. See, a bronze race person is going to try to see bronze race people. They have disconnected themselves from the blacks in this country because now they understand that they are actually an alien extraterrestrial race of people on this planet. They are not the same as the human race. Why? Because in ancient Kemet, you'll actually see that these carbon dated people that call themselves Egyptians and all these other ones, the Kemites, the ancient Kemites, They knew that they were planted here by a higher extraterrestrial force. So therefore they are earthbound aliens. They're not even human. They have a humanoid shape, of course, but they are the patriarch to even the human race. This is okay. Where do you get Dravidians from? Where do you get your Arabs from? Where do you get your Asians? Where do you get your Caucasians? The carbon dated people. The carbon dated people, or your bronze race people, are the ones who spliced animal DNA and human DNA and crossbreeded it through the great worker alchemy, and trying to create a new kind of humanoid on the planet that would actually mine gold for them. The gold was needed for certain purposes. Now, now, see, the human race is biodegradable. The Anunnakis, or the carbon dated people, are not supposed to be biodegradable. They're not supposed to just lay down on the earth and let their body degenerate into the earth. No. That's everybody else. The carbon dated people originally, their bodies never degenerated. That's why they were wrapped up in mummification and put into crypts and in tombs, in crypts, because they're not biodegradable. They used to be people that used to live for thousands of years on this planet, yes, until they started mixing their seed and their DNA with the human race that was their workers and stuff like that. And once they mixed in with them, which they weren't supposed to, they broke too many laws, especially that one right there. They wasn't supposed to create these people, and even when they did, they wasn't supposed to mix their blood with them. When they did, some of the kids that came out of that bloodline, they had busted up, broken down DNA. They had the God gene DNA in them, and then they also had the human race DNA in them. So they had a broken down DNA structure. It didn't make any sense. God gene DNA with a bunch of weak human DNA. Okay? Because you have to understand, when Inky came down here, the one on the bottom and the far right, Inky, some call him Prometheus, or Ea, or Ea, or Mood and Mud, the god of Earth realm. When he came down here, what happened is that he wanted to create a race of people that would actually follow his bidding. But when he did this and he created them, when he started creating and fashioning these people and creating them and mixing them with 24 different alien types, yes, 24 different alien types, helped to create the human bodies that we have today. Not the souls and spirits and stuff like that, but just the human vehicles that we have, that we're using today, that we move around in. 24 different alien types from inner Earth. And Ea's blood, or Enki's blood, is what helped to create these physical vehicles that we have today. Yes, yes indeed. So, because of this, we have to thank him for that. Now, see, the black race, they're extremely ignorant, they're extremely hostile, they're extremely they're extremely lost. They hate each other, they hate their own image. They portray self-hate. They don't understand what they are. They don't search up, they don't do any research. They live in the ghettos, they live in the slums, they wear their pants sagging off their ass. They do all kinds of things that are degeneracy. It's a form of degenerate behavior. The rap music, the violence in the rap music, the ignorance in the rap music, that's not teaching anything positive, but just teaching to just spend money, get with hookers and whores, spend more money, be extremely materialistic, treat your women like crap. Even the women in the race, they treat their own children the wrong way. They treat their husbands or their man the wrong way. They hate themselves. They wear weaves on their head, trying to be like a white woman. They do things that are completely degenerate, and it's all forms of degeneracy, because the Caucasoid in this country, which is really in Europe, which is really this Khazarian Zionist Jews in this country, are really being controlled by creatures that look very much like what a reptile or a lizard creature would look like. But it's a humanoid type creature. It can talk, it's intelligent, and it comes from another star constellation called Alpha Draconis. But you guys don't understand anything. You guys think that the world around us is the real world when it's really an illusion. The problem with the human race is that the human race wants to be too much like the carbon dated race. Yes, that's right. The carbon dated people, which you refer to as black or African, all these people that have that dark, what you would call pigment. It's not pigment, it's carbon, it's dark matter. Okay, learn the difference. There is a serious difference. They're not the same as the human race. They're not the same. They're not the same. They simply mixed in, but they're not the same. The origins of the so-called black people, that's right, I say so-called because they're not black. Okay, they already have a nationality that comes from Spain. They could call themselves Moors and change everything and start fixing themselves up and start all this money that they spending on sneakers and all this ridiculous stuff. They could actually start putting their money into creating a business. They can do all this stuff, but they're not gonna do that because they're freaking ignorant. They're running around out here not knowing what the hell to do, and the reason why is because of the fact of this. The matrix and the programming in this matrix system that we're living in, the programming has taught them, it has taught them to go backwards. So is it all their fault? Absolutely not. The system in which we're living in has taught them to go backwards. So now they're inhibiting degenerate behavior. It's not their fault. The system had a plan. See, the system understood that these people were eventually going to figure out who they are. So they had to stop them from connecting back to their Anunnaki or Elohim or Nephilim source. They didn't want them to tap into their pineal glands to understand who they are. This is where your fluoride in your water supply comes from. This is where the GMO food comes from. This is where all kinds of degeneracy come from. This is where this is where the injections in the hospital come from to erase all your past life memories. What I am trying to say is that you carbon dated people, I hate to call you black because you're not. I mean, why would you call yourself with this? Okay, if you're saying that this so-called Caucasian person, whoever they are in government, is your enemy, if they call you black and they're your enemy, and you weren't even originally called black, this is something that comes from the 19th century. Do you realize you've only been called black for about 118 years and some change? Do you understand that? You weren't black in the 18th century. You weren't black in the 17th century. You wasn't black in the 15th and 16th century. You wasn't black in the 14th and 13th century. So where did this whole black thing come from? These are terms that are used in our country for a reason. They're dealing with ownership over land, sovereign rights. If you're a black, which has nothing to do with your skin complexion, it has to do with you either being a slave or either a slaver or somebody who owns property, who has a business. If you own a property, if you're a slave or if you own business or if you own land, you're deemed white. If you're a slave, if you're not indigenous to the land, if you're a foreigner, if you just came to the land and stuff like that, and if you're not indigenous to the land, that means that you're black. So really, all Caucasians on the planet, originally, they're all really black people. That's what this means. They're political terms. They have nothing to do with your complexion. You've been bamboozled. You guys actually have the ability to go into the courts and actually sue the U.S. government for what they have done to you. Do you hear that, you carbon dated people? That's right. The United States of America actually belongs to you. The mass majority of it, it's all yours. In fact, why don't you go on Google and search up the last two full-blooded Aztecs? That's right, I said the last two full-blooded Aztecs. The Aztecs are actually carbon dated people. Search it up. You see, I can actually tell you stuff to search up, and when you search it up, you see what I mean. It's because I know what I'm talking about. I created this channel for a reason. We need to understand who we are, and we need to start disassociating ourselves with the word black, because it's killing us and it's destroying us. It's a curse. The real black people are your Dravidians, your Asians, your Arabs, all these other people, because they're not indigenous to this planet. They were created with animal DNA and all this other stuff. They are GMO people, genetically modified organisms. Okay? Their bodies are degenerating. They're dying off. Do you understand? And the government knows that at some point their bodies are going to end up dying off when this raw, when when raw comes back, the rapture process and all this stuff starts happening. A lot of these other people that are not carbon dated, they're going to die to the exposure of raw, the second sun. So what I'm saying is that carbon dated people, a lot of them are going to survive, but the ones that are not taking care of their carbon, they're going to die off, because in order for your carbon to work properly, your body needs to be alkaline. When your body is acidic in nature, all you're doing is causing cellular degeneration or cellular destruction to yourself. This is where your cancer comes from. This is where all these other problems, fibroid tumors and polyps and tumors and heart palpitations and all these other issues come from. It's the way you guys eat. It's wrong. Do you know why they call fried chicken and all that stuff, KFC and all that, they call it soul food? It's food to destroy Negroid souls. That's right. Did you know that in the 70s and all the 60s and all that, they called your music soul music? Why is that? It's because you're soulful people. You're the only people on the planet who have a soul. Did you know that? You guys come from the sun god Ra. Your hair stands up in an afro-like shape. Why is that? It's a sun disk. That means you are the children of the sun, of the Elohim. So you were originally the people of the sun. You're the chosen people. You are. But this is the thing. Not all of you are going to be able to get out of here, because a lot of you are trying to live as a Caucasian. You're eating the blood foods, eating the meats like him. A lot of you want to deal with the degenerate behavior that he's doing. All the crazy shit that he's into, he wants to stick it to you, and some of you are going to bite, some of you aren't. Some of you are going to bite a little and then back away. Some of you are going to bite and go fully with it. This is where your all this homosexuality and all these other things come from. That's not natural. But like I said, I'm not attacking anyone, but I'm just being honest. We need to understand that we are the carbon dated people. We have to deal with nature. Otherwise, we're going to destroy ourselves. These people don't come from nature. What they are, they're genetically engineered organisms. They're not natural to this world. We were placed on this planet to rule over them. Because we need to. They need to be watched over. Because their bodies are degenerating. Ours aren't. And this is why they hate us so much. Look at all the things that we have accomplished. The fastest people alive, the strongest people alive. We created everything that we have on this planet. Every single thing, we created it first. There's proof everywhere. There's pyramid structures even in America, and they're covering that up. There's pyramid structures everywhere. We've been everywhere. We've done everything. We've broken all records. We're the smartest, most intelligent people on the face of the earth. And if we tapped into our DNA through our pineal gland, through meditation, we would actually be able to become the most intelligent people once again. We were chosen by the Creator to be the creator source. So when you're mixing your DNA with other people that are not like you, all you're doing is destroying your DNA through your children. Do you understand? It is not okay. But I understand what's happening. Because this beast in this country, this fucking beast, animalistic Conan, beast white man that's up there, is fucking shit up. I'm not saying all white people are evil, but I gotta be honest with you. A lot of white people inhibit this degenerate behavior, and all the other peoples, like the Asians and all these other people, they're inhibiting this behavior because they hate you. They want to be you, but they can't. They can't do the things that you can do. They have a very sick love-hate relationship with you. They love to hate you, and they hate to love you. If all these carbon-dated people went on another planet, They would, because nothing's happening with them, and they see that you guys are so freaking unique. They want to be around you. Anytime you guys formulate something together and want to be separated from all of them, what do? They come into all your stuff. They want to come into all your stuff, and they want to be around all your stuff. Why is that? Because the truth is, all they're doing is they're trying to run away from themselves because they want to be close to you. They want to be like you. They do. This is why they copy you. This is why they imitate you. They'll put on blackface and put on the red lipstick and try to make themselves look like a dark-skinned Moor or something like that. Why are you doing that? Do dark-skinned people do that? Absolutely not, because we don't have that issue. We want to be ourselves. The difference is we want to be like them because we're being oppressed and we're being told that we're not good enough unless we're like them. Then when we try to act like them and try to be like them, they hate us even more because we're trying to be something that they don't even want to be. This is why you see them going into the beaches trying to tan their skin and catching all kinds of melanoma, all kinds of diseases, cancer, all kinds of crazy shit. Because remember, their bodies are not natural. They're the only people on the planet with a spirit. We have a soul. Do you understand? We're different from them. We are. Is this hatred that I'm speaking? Absolutely not. I made this channel for a reason. I told you there's nothing but love on this channel, but I am not going to change my way of thinking for somebody else's feelings. Okay? This is the matter of the fact at hand. You were placed on top of them, in charge of them, to watch over them. You fucked up and violated the 42 laws of Ma'at and got yourselves in trouble. So now your family members from Nyan Tolo or Planet X Nibiru or Sirius Sun C have to come and get you now to repair what has been damaged. A lot of you so-called black people, okay, you're not going to make it. But your other brothers and sisters, which are the bright race, which are the carbon-dated people who refer to themselves as Moors, who refer to themselves, and they inside their soul, they don't feel that they are black. They don't intake all that negative bullcrap. They're meditating. They're going alkaline. They're trying to connect to their ancestors. They're leaving their bodies at night. They're leaving their bodies in the daytime. They're going to other realms. They're gaining all kinds of ancient information that nobody on this planet has. They're repairing their DNA and they're restructuring themselves to get out of here when the time comes. That is not the same as a regular black person. A regular black person is somebody who's doing drugs and is fucked up and just living in this world just in their own destruction. So what I'm saying is that a carbon-dated person and a black person can't be the same. They can't be the same. Their mindset is too different. Carbon-dated people are going to help each other get the fuck out of this shit. A black person is going to keep up with the perpetual bullshit. And this is why I'm saying you need to disassociate yourselves from all these so-called black people out here. Me, I don't even have no opinion on black people. I don't refer to myself as a black person. I know what the heck I am. And I know what's going on now. The news stations, all this stuff that's going on, being funded by your Rockefellers and all the other stuff that's going on out here. It's all to distract us from going within ourselves and figuring out what the hell we are. Because these other people on this planet have melanin, it's going to be very difficult for them to get out of here when this thing comes and happens and stuff like that. Now, is it possible for some of them to get out if they do right and stuff like that? Yes, but it's going to be extremely difficult for them to get out because of the lack of carbon that they have. Yes, the lack of carbon and the lack of dark matter energy and secretion and stuff like that that's happening in their brains. But if the Lord wills it, they will be able to leave as well. But they have to be righteous. This is why I say, in order to live in this world's a tricky place. You run into somebody, they piss you off, now you got hatred for somebody or something like that. What I'm saying is, all that hatred you have, when you do meditation, it calms you down. You need to remove that negative energy from within you. Forgive, don't forget. Forgive. Because when you forgive, your heart becomes light as a feather once again. You can't hold any kind of negativity in you if you want to leave this place. So basically, this place is like a death trap, and if you If you start giving way to worldly things, you're going to be in trouble. This is why you guys have to detach from all material things. I'm not saying you can't dress nice. I'm not saying you can't have nice things. But what I'm saying is you can't love that stuff more than another being, another freaking living being. What's wrong with you? You can't. That's messed up. It's items. They're not going to take that with you when you die. So it's all material. The matter world, the material world, all the materialism. You got to let that shit go. You got to start repairing yourselves. Put your feet in nature. Start meditating. Doing all this. Sun gazing. More stuff. Because you have other energies that are out here that have other kinds of inclinations. It may or may not be human. It may have some kind of energetic attraction towards hurting you. It may want you to stay stuck here. All this other stuff out here is meaningless. The TV, Trump, the freaking television, all this stuff that's going on out here is meaningless. The only thing that matters is your soul or your spirit. Those from the human race, some are good people because of the God blood that we put into them. Some of them are good people. Yes, you have those. But you have a lot of those that are freaking wicked and evil. And even they know that. They always have known that that so-called, they refer to us as black, but they've always known that carbon-dated people are different. They've always known that. Look at all the stuff that we have accomplished. Look at all the stuff that we've done. Through all our struggle, look at all the stuff that we've done. And they imitate us. It's because they want this envy. They want to be like you. How you think they're going to feel when they figure out that their Lord and supposed Savior, it looks just like a carbon-dated person, don't even look like them? How are they going to feel? And honestly, a lot of them know in their hearts that that's what the case is. But they don't want to see that. This is why when you go to your local school system, they teach you a bunch of bullshit about yourself. That you're a slave and all this other stuff, but they don't want to tell you your true origins of what's really going on. They don't want to tell you what's going on. They tell you that you were in slavery and captivity and all this other stuff. Let me tell you something. That's complete malarkey. First of all, when you guys were here in the Americas, you guys were already here. So I don't know what the hell this transatlantic slave trade bullshit's coming out. That's bullcrap. Throw all that bullcrap away. First of all, when you guys got mind wiped by your creator because you messed up by violating laws, you guys were here sharecropping for 362 years of freaking sharecropping. Okay? And when you guys were here doing all that, nobody was like killing you off and all this other stuff. That's all lies. That did not happen like that. And also another thing, when you guys were sharecropping here, that's all you guys were doing. But other people were taking your lands and stuff like that because you guys weren't guarding the land. You guys kind of like lost your damn mind. It's literally. But what happened is that basically, when that happened, all the people took your land, and when they tried to put you in captivity, you had your American Indians, which are already that were already here. Some of them started waking up and realizing what was going on. They came in and tried to free ya. So, on technical terms, on technical terms, for 400 years, basically you guys were getting freed and fighting against the British, the Dutch, the Spanish, and the French. You guys were fighting against them, and they were losing against ya. Have you ever heard of the Gullah Wars? That's right, I said the Gullah Wars, the Black Hawk Wars, the Cherokee Wars, the Yamasee Wars, the Black Hawk Wars, the Cherokee Wars, the Yamasee Wars. All these wars that were going on, they were going on within the U.S., so we were constantly fighting against these people. They were losing. They were getting their asses whipped so bad that they actually had to call the Spanish crown for help. Do you understand? You were whooping their asses and you didn't even have a gun in your hand. And also that carbon that you have in your body was still active. Bullets did not hurt you. They actually, it's already, it doesn't have to be recorded. It's already been documented. They had special type of bullets made for carbon dated people because they couldn't understand why is it the bullets keep bouncing off your skin. Do you understand? You guys are not even human. You're not. And this is why you guys get so much crap. All these people want to be like you, and they hate you, and because you're a constant reminder that you are what they can never be. You are the true people of the Lord. You are the true people of the Lord. That's why you're suffering now, because you're fucked up. But guess what? Now your Lord is going to come back. And the good human race people, they're going to leave. The bad ones are going to stay stuck here burning. Now, the carbon dated people, the ones with the light in their soul, the ones that realize what the hell's going on, they know who they past lives, they understand what's going on now, they're going to leave. The rest of these evil black people that's here that are fucked up, and some of them are not even evil, some of them are good people, they just confused, they don't know what the hell's going on, they're not studying nothing, they're not getting on that beautiful machine they call a computer and studying something about ancient Africa, what the hell's going on. They're not studying nothing about ancient Sumeria, none of this stuff. They're gonna stay stuck here by accident. They're gonna perish for a lack of knowledge. Do you understand? And this is why it is so important and critical that people start studying the stuff I'm talking about. I have carbon, not melanin. So that automatically tells you that I'm an alien. Because I'm not the same. Look, listen to me. Dravidians, those dark-skinned people with the straight hair in India, East Indian people, they have melanin. That's not carbon, that's melanin. Even the scientists and everybody studied, they already know it's the truth. They are not the same as carbon-dated people. They eventually gave birth to the Arabs, the Asians, your Caucasians, and all these other people out here. Your Native, the red skin, so-called Indian person you want to call, and all this other stuff. Okay, all of them have melanin, and the only people that have carbon on the planet is these people that they like to call black so much, the bright race people and all this. That is how you know that there is a severe difference between the two. The blood is even different. A lot of these dark skinned people have O blood and all these other blood types that's connected to the Sirius gods and stuff like this. All these individuals that you're looking at in the screen here, a lot of these individuals were here, and a lot of these individuals played different roles in creating the human race and what happened here. Like Enlil, for example, the great flood that they're talking about, Noah's Ark and all this other stuff, that's him who did that flood. And there was no damn ark that had a bunch of freaking animals, all the animals in the world. That's ridiculous. Hell no. A lot of these stories are allegorical in your Bible and stuff like that. You got to really look into these stories, because a lot of these stories are dealing with all kinds of other information that you guys do not understand as of yet. I mean, you guys are still going to church and don't even understand that man up there that is really Yahweh, or they call Yeshua ben Yosef or Sandalphon, or you like to call Jesus, don't even look like that. But you want to go to a man-made building and think that a man-made building is going to save your life if you go there every Sunday. I am sorry, you have lost your mind. The only way for one to save themselves is to save one's own self and take responsibility for your own soul or your spirit or whatever. Do you understand? So you guys have to understand what is going on. I don't make videos and talk outside of my neck, talk out my neck and all this stuff. Everything I say, okay, is the truth. It is the truth. And like I said, I'm not going to filter myself for anyone, because that's real love right there, to tell the truth even if it's going to hurt somebody. There's good people in all so-called races and stuff like this. Yeah, there is. But those good people all over the world have to understand that that there's other life in other places. I mean, how are you guys going to think that there's only people on this planet and nowhere else? That is madness. That is madness. There has to be other people in other places. Period. Period. And what I'm saying is that our government has been dealing with people from other places. Other people that may not look like us, and they're dealing with other energies and other forces. Well, all I'm saying is that for us as carbon-dated people to move forward, we have to detach ourselves from the matrix system that we're living in. We need to disassociate ourselves from it completely. Okay? You have to study information like mind, for example, in order to understand how to liberate yourself from this possessive matrix system with all this demonic energy and all the evil stuff that's going on. Because you can do this, but you have to understand what you are, who you are, what's really going on here, beyond racism and all this other bullcrap that don't make no sense, and what's really going on. Once you do that, now you're obtaining a greater understanding of you and yourself and what to do. The only way to get out of here is for an individual to start going with inner self. When you start going within yourself, you're going to start seeing that you have all kinds of stuff in you that you can utilize in order to save your own soul or spirit. Because not everybody has a soul, not everybody has a spirit. Everybody's different. This video is not about separationalism or any of that. It's about figuring out what you are and how to cope with that, and how to figure out how to utilize whatever is built in you in order to ascend into a greater reality. Because this reality is crumbling and falling apart. And for all the people who think I'm just, talking spookism, or this is pseudoscience and all this other stuff, I'm talking about you're a goddamn idiot. And pretty much you're an idiot that's going to freaking burn in the end day, because you don't want to understand nothing and you don't want to get your freaking mind right. You understand? So this is Serious Inner Temple. I appreciate your time. I humbly thank all of you who support Serious Inner Temple, SIT, Spiritual Network. And, I just want you guys to understand what is happening. Eventually, you guys are going to start seeing very strange things happening in 2019. And I don't want anybody being afraid. I want you guys to take heed to what I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I need you guys to be aware and awake. Truly awake. I need you guys to have that part of your brain active. You know what I'm talking about. That's the only way for you to start seeing the reality that is this world. I humbly thank all of you who support SIT. Because you guys are going to be the ones who are going to end up waking up, because you guys have that understanding that in order for an energy, a light spectrum or an energy source, in order for it to move to other greater realities, it first has to tap within itself. It's just like a remote control. If you want to change the television to another channel, what do? You press the remote, the inner gear. You have to get in within that inner gear. You have to get within that inner self. If you want to use a bicycle, what do? You have to pedal. You have to pedal. You have to use the gear that's already inside of you. A lot of you are not going to get this knowledge, and there will be some of you who do. It just depends on your mindset, and if you truly want this, because this is the prize. You do the right thing, you get to go. You do the wrong thing, you stay. And I mean, hell, who the hell wants to do that? So it's been already like a 40-minute video, whatever. This is Serious Inner Temple. I'm glad we had this little talk. There'll be another video based on this. I'll call this part 1. Maybe I might make like three or four parts to this. The OBE series is coming back, and I'm going to be dealing with that very soon. The OBE part 4 is coming, and all these other videos is coming. Thank you. I humbly thank you for your support, and Serious out. Bye, guys.